Welcome to the King of Catan Premier League final. This grand final will feature Rayman, former Premier League champion, Chapa, the wild card who won his semi-finals, Rana Jamal, fresh addition to the Premier League and top seed this season, and Buckle Up Buckaroos, long-time Catan player and competitor. How did your Premier League season go?
Yeah, it was kind of the dream season. I think I won the first two games, and then I slept in and missed my game. But shout out to Lundy, he won it for me. So 10-point sub win. It's a great start and a great season, I think.
It's a long time coming. I've been hoping to make a PL final for like 3 seasons now, but I think season went okay. I think I played some games pretty well, but maybe some unfortunate turns or luck factored in. So I was happy to get 2 wins. I was hoping to get 3 or 4, but yeah, so far I'm okay with it. I think I could have done better though.
It was crazy. Lots of up and downs. So I won 3 games, but in 3 of those other games, I only scored 6 points. So it was definitely a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster seasons of the highs and the lows.
Quite lucky. I felt quite lucky. Quite a few good games, but eventually, just to close out the game, I got quite lucky in most of them. And even the game that I lost with 9 points, I should have ended that with like 6 or 7 points. But luckily, someone won right before I was about to lose, like Road Army, everything. So yeah, I've been quite lucky this first season, and it has gone very well for me.
How would you describe Rayman in one word?
Patient or analytical?
Who's Raymond? Is it Rayman or Raymond? I don't think anybody knows. Raymond's a gambler. He likes to play the odds when making deals with people. So sometimes it can seem like he's getting the short end of the stick of a deal. But really what he's getting is exactly what he wants. But he gets these deals in mass, right? He's a master of finding these types of deals, which really kind of puts his game to the next level. But there's also a gamble involved when you are constantly bailing people out, right? His record speaks for itself, man. He knows that angle and that niche better than anybody, and I'll give it to him for that. I wish I could do it. I feel like his voice is his biggest asset. Lulls people into this like, okay, that makes perfect sense. It actually doesn't, right? It's killing you, right? It's ripping your throat out. Like, it's great. Yeah, like I said, only I could do it. I'd give a toe to be able to talk like Raymond.
I have never played with Raymond before. I've seen a lot of games of Raymond, and I'm excited to play with him. I've heard from a lot of people that he's not just one of the best, he is the best player, and I would love to play with him, but I've never played with him before.
Try hard, just trying to squeeze everything out of every last turn, trying to, I don't know, get everything out of it.
How would you describe Chapa in one word?
I just think poised. He's always like making good decisions and kind of reading the board well, and I think he doesn't make a lot of mistakes and holds himself together. He's able to climb back from tough positions because he's always making good decisions.
Smooth. Yeah, Chapa is smooth. He can always figure out a play or an angle or a way to do things that can better his game without seeming like a detriment to the table. I always thought he was definitely smooth.
Chapa will be, I don't know, he's really good. Like, I would say Chapa is very creative. I've played a lot of games with him, even in real life, and he will never give up, even when he's down. So he will keep coming up with trades and insurance and stuff. He's really good at the game.
Maybe adaptable, balance, one of those two.
How would you describe Rana Jamal in one word?
If it's one word, I would put smooth, but if it'd be a phrase, it'd be smooth talker, don't believe him.
I freaking love Rana. One of the freaking nicest, funniest people you'll meet. I love the kid. For Rana, hustler. People used to kid me that I was Rana's mentor back in the day because we would always play together and he would sometimes ask me what to do. But that was when he was like new. The fact that I'm playing in this with Rana, to me, I love it.
I think pacing. I don't know. He's exceptional at that. Every game you watch him, he's got like 4 points on the board, but like down dev and an open settle and 2 night down, and then suddenly he's at 9 out of nowhere. So yeah, I think he's great at pacing.
Like, I would say I'm a social player. Like, I believe in a good table talk, in a good game. Let me just think about this. I'm fairly confident no one has a problem with me. I've never had a fight with anyone or anything. So
how would you describe Buckle Up Buckaroos in one word?
I'd say builder. This is kind of the dev card era, but he likes to build cities, build settlements, and I think it's been working out really well for him this season.
The homie. He's the homie. That's all. He's a good guy. The first thing that comes to mind is that he's the homie. But maybe if you're looking for a Catan related one worker, I would say like he likes his ore.
Buckle is fun. That's all. Like he's fun to play with. Like he is competitive. He does want to win. But I'm sure with Buckle on the board, we'll never have a toxic conversation or anything. We'll have fun all the way through. I've seen him pull victories out of nothing, so I'm not taking him lightly, but I'm sure excited about playing with him.
I want to be self-deprecating and say exceptionally mediocre. Just cool as hell. You know what I mean? Just get in there, roll around in it, right? Sometimes it's better to be a jack of all trades rather than a master of none, right? The game's so different. You have to be so flexible. You're never going to see the same board, right? I think is really how I like to fashion my game after.
What is your thought process or plan going into this big game?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think I have a bit of an issue, which is like my dev heavy style. Chapa is somehow even more dev heavy than me, and Rana loves devs. So I don't know what happens when 3 people, buy out all the devs before the game's halfway finished.
Plan, I don't know, just take it as patiently as I can be, really come into the game, clear mindset, look at the board, analyze it appropriately, and then also, just try to have fun. There are 3 other players that I know very well in the final, and they're all good guys, so just hoping to have a good time.
I don't really have a plan to start with, but I will take a look at the board, figure it out from there. As I said, I keep it simple. So if it's a board which favors, it depends. Everything depends on your position as well, what you get. I do like an Orbit Sheep kind of setup. So dev cards and Orbit Sheep, that's definitely something that I would go. But if that doesn't work, I would like a high production setup. I do go for a bit of defensive approach. Even while placing, I do like to talk to people while placing as well, just to ensure that no one gets a crazy setup. Everyone has a balanced setup to start with. They are definitely good players, so we should be able to work it out. And I do like a good 2-to-1 board. I love that. I absolutely love it.
I'm worried about Canadian collusion, honestly. I'm thinking about bringing a whole contingent of observers from the U.S., India, South America, just to observe the game to make sure there's no shenanigans when it's a 3v1 like that. There's no way to prepare for just one game of Catan, right? I guess the only way you could do it, maybe the way I'm looking at it, is just to recognize who you're playing against, right? And beforehand kind of map out what their strategies might be. Not even just on the board, but socially. Luckily, I've got a lot of experience with Rana and Chapa, and me and Raymond have been playing for a while. In that sense, it's going to be a lot easier of a game to prepare for, just because I'm already familiar with everybody. But if you were just playing 4 random people for a one-time game, there would be almost no way to prepare, right?
What would it mean to you to win the Premier League final?
Yeah, it would mean a lot. I'm a KOC, King of Catan homer. I discovered the competitive side of Catan through King of Catan and the Discord servers and whatnot. So it was my first introduction to competitive Catan. So it would mean a lot to me to win Premier League. Just a lot of the time that I put into this game, the training, the studying, and the friendships I built. So it would mean a lot to me to finally win one.
I'll be really happy. I've had a really good season. To cap it off with a finals win will be amazing. Especially, I want to win against Raymond. I've heard a lot about him. I've never played with him before, so it will be fun to win against him. I think I've won against the other 2 a few times, but this will be the first time that I'm playing him. I don't play on other servers. I only play on KOC, but I do think that it's one of the most competitive leagues out there, and winning this will mean a lot, especially in the first season. Like to repeat what Ash Puppy did 2 seasons ago.
Man, I guess I'm kind of lucky because I've won the PCL already. So if I lose, I can say, oh, well, I still have that to fall back on. But fuck, it would feel great. In my opinion, the Premier League is the hardest Catan tournament on the planet. It's way more difficult than a national championship or even a Worlds, right? Every single player in the league has either already been a national champion somewhere or is a flat out killer. When you sit down in real life at a board in real life games, you're not going to have 4 other straight killers sitting across from you every single game. Nowhere close to that. This is the toughest Catan tournament in the world. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. So I think it would just be incredible.
No, it'd be cool. I'd be happy.